It seems like the Russian economy has hit the bottom, but just how fast can the country recover from that low? We're yet to find out. Alexei Pogorelov, Credit Suisse. Well, Russia's economy has been contracting at a slower rate since January this year, in what could be viewed as a small sign of recovery. Though just how do you assess economic sentiment at present?
Yes, indeed. We see consistent signs of stabilization in economic activity. The second quarter was much better than the first, in a sense that there were no contraction. In our estimate, there was zero quarter-on-quarter growth in seasonally adjusted terms, and this is the first time after almost 2-year recession when quarterly growth was negative. So starting from second half, we expect Russian economy to recover, but according to the latest monthly data, the recovery is going to be probably quite wobbly and probably not inspiring. So indeed, it feels like we have hit the bottom, but how fast we will recover from that bottom, we have yet to find out. But still, I think that the worst is behind us.
Okay, and Russia's ruble has gained more than 13% against the US dollar and is second only to the Brazilian real in terms of the best performing emerging market currencies this year to date. Having said that, it's still yet to erase last year's 20% loss, so to what extent is it plausible for this to be achieved by year end?
Yes, actually the ruble has been quite strong recently, and it is important to understand why was it so strong, because there has been very few reasons to be bullish Russia just from the point of view of the trade balance and the current account, because current account surplus has been narrowing recently from 5% just of GDP last year to less than 3% in the first half of 2016. So going forward for now, it is important to highlight last Friday's Yellen's comments, and the Fed's hike is back on the table in September. So I think that the environment has become less supportive for the ruble, as well as for other emerging markets, and this is why we think that probably for now the strengthening of the ruble should be put to a halt, and we expect some weakening actually closer to the year end.
And lastly for today, there are plenty of data releases to look out for in the coming weeks regarding Russia, with its interest rate decision due, parliamentary elections, as well as external matters too, such as the September Fed meeting. Which indicators do you expect to impact Russia's economy significantly in the near term?
Well, in Russia, we'll look at Russia from the perspective of portfolio inflows and the interest of foreign investors. And from that perspective, the only important element in Russian policy that has yet to be fine-tuned is the fiscal policy. The fiscal policy has not been adjusted properly. Spendings are too high, and the government is financing this spending through fiscal reserves that are gradually going down. So actually this is something that has to be addressed, and this will be addressed, but only after parliamentary elections. So this is why parliamentary elections are only important from the point of view of the reality checks and whether the government is ready to implement market-friendly changes to the fiscal policy. So this is the main focus of investors. So once again, fiscal is probably the key, but this will be decided only after the parliamentary elections by the new parliament.
Thank you, Alexei. Be sure to check back with Dugoscopy TV for more updates throughout the week. I'm Sam Meredith, and we'll see you next time.